welcome to our latest episode of That's Fair Podcasting. I'm your host, Matt.
It's your boy Bing Bing in the hizzy.
Well, I'm Myles.
Fuck.
That's all I got is I'm Myles.
Hey guys. Sorry, I'm sorry.
No, don't. First of all, before we get this Halloween segment kicked off on the origin of witchcraft, Myles brought us some Skittles.
Yes.
Always looking out for the boys.
So the beautiful thing about these Skittles is that they are random sour ones, and I have had them, and they are precariously sour.
Okay.
Really?
So we'll each eat one
Okay.
now while we're recording. How's that? I'll start off.
Yeah.
It looks to be great. I'm probably fucked.
All right, here we go.
I would not chew into that because
No, I'm
You're
good.
chewing.
I'm good. We're good.
No, it's just sweet.
yeah. So you'll be all right for right now.
All right.
I just wouldn't recommend chewing into the mic.
I think get used to it.
No.
We're only chewing one Skittle.
Myles is like, please don't chew into the fucking mic, guys.
Okay, I'll stop chewing into the mic.
That's one of my biggest fucking pet peeves.
All right, on this episode of Witchcraft,
Yes, I figured for the Halloween segment, I'd like to go over the origins of witchcraft. When I was in high school, I read some books on it. I had this big ass book called The Things That Never Were.
okay.
All things mythical, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it talked about witchcraft in there and how the Puritan belief or the Christian belief is that they sold their souls to Satan. As you know, that witches are, in the Christian eyes, I don't know how much it is now, but back then with the Puritans breaking off from whatever religious sect, I call it sect, but whatever they believed in, they're the ones that persecuted and executed witches. But it was believed that they would stand naked in front of Satan and give them their soul, and in return Satan would give them the ability to conjure or invoke.
Okay.
Or
Yeah.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Or
I
like
got you.
necromancy.
Yeah. So my furthest belief that from what I've learned, right, which is American Horror Story. Well,
Dude, that's a great.
Oh,
that's
good. Reality.
The Coven.
Yeah.
The Coven, though, that's
Yeah.
like one of the best.
That's
ones.
the best season.
It's
Oh,
like
yeah.
it all wasn't it like originated like in Africa, right? It's like
Well, no, I don't know if it was originated in Africa. It goes far back as the Bible.
Yeah.
so
No, dude, like straight up, dude. There were just warlocks all over the fucking
Gotcha.
Bible, bro.
okay.
Like as much as like this is my biggest issue with the Bible is that okay, you got dudes building ships, grabbing two of every
Dudes.
dudes building ships, grabbing two of every single animal on the planet. Two of every single animal on the planet.
Yeah.
Okay, and
That's a lot.
he builds this fucking ark, and he's
It's a
like
big boat.
300 something years old. Bullshit. Okay, and then Adam lived to be 900 and something years old. Bullshit. All right.
Yeah, and it's
I know an
amazing
Adam.
too how they got two of every animal, yet they managed to find these in all the one climate. Like they got polar bears, which you'll find in an Arctic climate, where they can find cheetahs, which you're gonna find.
This
in
is
Europe.
definitely back with like
You're fucking telling me you put predators and prey on the same fucking
boat.
ship,
Yep.
and they didn't fucking
But
die?
Dude,
Don't
that's
you
probably
think
why like
that's-
unicorns and shit didn't make it. You know, it got too close to like a gator or something.
But don't you guys think that's more of a story just for
That's what. Okay, and then
kids?
yes, it has to be. And think about it, right? Nobody can survive in the whale of a belly for however many fucking days, and two, a whale cannot fucking swallow anything that big.
A whale can't be on a fucking
There you
boat, dude.
Yeah, that's another thing. Right?
How's it gonna be on a boat?
Did he grab all the crustaceans out of the fucking ocean?
Put it on a boat.
Well, where I was going with this is it's Exodus 22:18 says, "Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live." So it goes. I mean, it's biblical. I mean, what is it? The book of 1 Samuel. King Saul sought the witch of Endor to summon the dead prophet of Samuel's spirit to help him defeat the Philistine army or some shit.
You're telling me this doesn't sound like a Dungeons and Dragons layout?
Well, I mean, this is from the Bible.
Hey, let it play. Let it play.
Book 1 of Samuel, and it said the witch roused Samuel, who prophesied the death of Saul and his sons, and the next day, according to the Bible, Saul's sons did die in battle, and Saul would commit suicide after coming to this witch. So anyway, Exodus has, "Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live." So they go back. Now, if you're talking African voodoo
Like,
and black magic, that is their form of it.
Because like
but
you
they
gotta
are connected.
That's like dark. You know what I mean? Like that. Okay, in the sense of like historic wise, like it seems old. Like it seems like the oldest version to me, at least.
I want to give you some homework. Okay, 3 movies. Okay, you got to watch The Witcher. Okay, or The Last Witch Hunter, or whatever it is. It's one with Vin Diesel.
That was 2 different. Yeah.
It's Melkor. Yep.
So, The Last Witcher or The Last Witch Hunter, I can't remember.
It's The Witch Hunter.
Witch Hunter. Okay, watch that one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then you need to watch The Covenant.
That's a good one too.
That is a good one.
That's an actual movie?
Yes.
Okay.
We have both.
Yeah, The Covenant. And then the last one that I would recommend is The Blair Witch.
Actually, there's one more that came out like the mid-90s called The Craft.
Yeah.
We have all those. By the way, we have all 4 of those.
Hell yeah. So you gotta watch those.
Okay.
They're good.
Okay.
I think my favorite one out of that is The Craft, because The Covenant kind of reminded me of The Craft. Now, The Craft came out before, and The Craft, they actually depict witches as strong, independent women, young women, teenagers coming into their age of power. And they're all 4, earth, air, fire, and water, and they can all come together as one coven because all 4 of them can come.
It's like American Horror Story.
Mm-hmm.
Like they all have like their main power pretty much.
And if you watch The Craft, you will see it aged extremely well.
Okay.
And it's only like 1995 or 96. But it's really, really good. And there's people in there that you'll probably recognize.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, and it's pretty fucking good movie. It's my favorite witch movie.
Mm-hmm. Sorry,
no, I was like, yeah.
And The Boys?
Yeah.
You know The Deep?
No, I've never seen it.
Okay, well, The Deep is like Aquaman in The Boys.
Okay.
Okay, he plays one of the warlocks in Covenant.
The Warlock.
Gotcha.
And the Warlock is a male witch, which is really so is a wizard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean...
See, every time I think of witches, I think of wizards, because it's like all the same. It's like magic and
it
shit.
is,
You know what I mean?
but it's the different kinds of magics, like invocation. It's what is it? Conjuring.
Conjuring?
There's, like I said, necromancy.
See,
what is the one that they bring back the dead? Is that necromancy?
That's necromancy.
Like the difference between me and like a wizard and a witch is the fact that like witches have to like make this shit, where like in my eyes like wizards just got this shit.
Well, from a Dungeons and Dragons perspective, wizards either store their spells in rings or they read it out of an actual book.
Yeah.
But so do witches. Witches have what are called grimoires.
Yeah. See, and here's the thing, right? If you have to think about it as knowledge, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, everything is knowledge.
Well, and real quick, keep that thought. You want to know? I was just going to say the word witch or Wicca. You know what that means? The word witch just means wise people.
Yeah.
Okay.
So all it is knowledge. You have to realize that. Okay, so what you're picturing is basically TV's aspect.
Yes.
On what witches, warlocks, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
How they do it, how they look, shit like that. It's completely ruined the depiction. That's why I want you to watch The Last Witch Hunter with Vin Diesel, okay? Because it gives you a whole new layout on the way they look.
I'm talking like cufflinks.
Yeah, it's good.
Hood on.
Yeah, that's
badassery through the fucking roof, my guy.
Okay, but let's talk about what is your image of a Halloween witch?
A Halloween witch, like a fucking hocus pocus or whatever.
The pointy hat.
Yeah.
The black cat. The broom.
The big nose.
To me, it's more like what I picture when I picture witches is the best one that I can describe. And I know Mark won't catch this reference, but do you remember in Skyrim when you're walking through the woods and there's a portion where you come up on this little cabin in the woods and it's just this little old lady and she won't bother you unless you go into her cabin and take something? But you find out in her basement she has all the necromancy shit.
Oh, yeah, I don't remember that part. I remember there was a witch in Valhalla.
Yeah. But in Skyrim, it's kind of hard to like if you walk the path to when you're going up the mountain to meet the Greybeards. If you walk that path, if you walk the proper path, you'll encounter her.
Okay.
So basically what she looks like, Mark, is just an older woman, and I'm not saying all of them are older, I'm just saying that's the first image that pops in my head, is she basically wears cloth, cloth,
okay.
And she just looks like
just
a normal
simple.
lady.
Just
she
simple,
just looks like a normal lady, but in like darker cloth.
Well, and I was only saying that because the witch imagery right now is evil, wart-nosed, black cats with pointy hats and broomsticks and yada yada, but to me...
And I feel like
some Wizard of Oz shit.
Yeah, I was gonna say I feel like that depiction came from the Wizard of Oz, and that's what set it off.
Yeah, it's stuck with pop culture forever, pretty much.
But I mean, but see, to me, like I remember growing up, and to me, a witch was a specific old lady that I remember just outside the outskirts of Noble. She was an old woman who lived alone, and no one ever wanted to get to know her because she was known as the town witch, even though that was just us kids that said that. But you could see her sweeping her fucking porch, and she was like, "Yeah, that's a witch."
Yeah.
You know, so when we're little, we're like, "Okay, that's a real witch."
Yeah.
Next thing you know, you just go up there and she's just
the nicest lady, dude. That's the way it always pans out. You know?
Okay, and like, oh my god, I totally spaced it. One of the best witch movies. It's Hansel and Gretel, Witch Hunters.
Oh,
dude, one of the best.
And see, pop culture really has referenced witches,
dude.
But they brought him into the light in a good way, though.
It's got everything by the nuts, bro. Like, it paints a picture of something that wouldn't even be depicted in that sense, and it's just like, no, we got it now. This is what it looks like. This is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, but that's just like I said. Like, there was a show called Charmed.
Yeah. I love Charmed. And the cat was the best.
I wasn't a big Shannon Doherty fan. Can't stand her. But I mean, I'm glad when Rose McGowan replaced her. Because every show Shannon Doherty's been on, she gets kicked off of. Although she's battling cancer right now, so I can only wish Shannon Doherty well, by the way.
I've got an orange one here.
But there's something that started called witch hysteria. Did you get a sour one?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. I would bite into one right now, but I'm
holy shit, that hurts my teeth.
Alright, I had to swallow that one. That one had to go down quick.
Sorry, man.
No, you're good. Myles swallowed.
Yeah, that's because I'm not a quitter like Mark. He's ready to spit it.
Only quitters are spitters. But in Europe, the mid 1400s, the witch hysteria is what started, and women would confess to being witches because they were being tortured to confess to being witches, and they felt that, well, if maybe they stop torturing me and I tell them what they want, then they'll stop torturing.
Like the whole Salem one that we did, you know.
Right, and this kind of leads into that, but we won't go over Salem because we've already done that one. Like, I think it was episode 18 or something.
Could you imagine? Just hear me out. Could you imagine if like you just a woman in her house cooking for her husband or whatever in the 1700s, and you just catch something on the counter really fast, and your husband's like, witch. like immediately.
What do we say? What do we say? She didn't want to go on a date with me. Witch. Witch. She's a witch.
Yeah,
that was the
deputy witch.
That was the first sign of gaslighting in America, right there.
Dude,
yeah.
You just tell somebody she's a witch, and she's like, "Fuck, I'm not a witch, bro."
It didn't even start in America. It started in Europe.
Yeah, and then what's funny is it just reminded me of this movie. Like the way Mark said that is, there's this movie called The Man Who Invented Lying, or it's something along those lines, and it's fucking hilarious because he's an average looking dude. He's a little bit heavy set, but he goes up to this girl and he goes, I need you to go on a date with me tonight. And she was like, not happening. And he's like, but I need you to. And she's like, no, like, you're repulsive. He goes, if you don't sleep with me tonight, the world's going to end. And she was like, oh my God, where's your apartment?
Jesus Christ.
That never worked for me. But no, I was going to say that
it's usually because you're in a white van.
The women, my van was green. Army green, and it was like...
No, it's green. I know.
They didn't like the over amount of women's undergarments in my van. I don't know why.
Anybody can go to the dollar store and buy underwear, bro.
Yeah, but they're so comfortable. What?
Anyway.
What? Though the mid 1400s in Europe, when witch hysteria started, like I said, the women that were targeted though were single, widowed, or just the fucking weird ones, you know. And I mean, but they.
You can just say they were ugly, man. It's fine.
How would you like that?
I mean, they were, but there was a book though called the Malleus Maleficarum. Could be anyway. It was written in 1486 by these two well-respected German Dominicans, and this is what launched witch mania, because it was considered an essential guide on how to hunt, how to spot and find witches. And I could be saying that wrong. The Malleus Maleficarum, but anyway, it labeled witchcraft as heresy, and it became like the authority to literally, it taught you how to flush them out, how to hunt them down, and find the ones living among you, and then take a trial.
DIY witch hunt.
Well, it was, I mean, obviously it was bullshit, but I mean, did you know that between 1500 and 1660, 80,000 suspected witches were put to death?
That's a lot of women. I mean, think about it. It's mostly women, right?
Yeah, mostly. I mean, there are some men in there, but yeah.
But I mean, dude, talk about like a wipeout, you know?
Yeah. I mean, and then...
Full-on sausage fest in Europe for a good 20
years,
years, bro.
Why do you think all their teeth are fucked up? It's all inbred. They had to sleep with their sisters.
And here's a shocker. Germany had the highest rate of ones put to death. Oh, imagine that one in Germany.
Yeah, they swung down.
Germans don't find something funny. What are the fucking odds?
Everybody listening in Germany right now is like,
They're like, oh,
fuck you.
no.
But then Ireland had the lowest amount of
Wow.
executions. Yeah, Ireland with the lowest amount, and Germany with the highest
Dude,
amount.
they were too drunk, bro. Everybody was a witch over there.
Well,
dude.
Well, here's a wild thing about Ireland. What I find fucking fantastic about Ireland is after they invented fucking whiskey, they didn't invent anything else for like almost 500 years.
Cheers, baby. Cheers.
What's Mark drinking?
Whiskey.
Yeah.
3 different kinds.
He's got
It's
the look of
fucking
the
terrible,
Irish.
dude. It's so bad.
But like, no, dude, like fucking. Oh, we were just talking. I lost my train of thought.
That's
Totally
okay.
lost it.
If you get back to it, let me know.
Mm-hmm.
Then in Salem, Massachusetts, it was
Mhm.
the 9-year-old Elizabeth Parris and 11-year-old Abigail Williams suffering from fits and body contortions and uncontrollable screaming. But did you realize that they pretty much were able to find out that those two little girls were actually just poisoned by a fungus of something they ate, and it caused that?
Oh no way.
That's
people.
foul.
I was gonna be like, watch. This is the first undocumented evidence of Tourette's.
Yeah, literally some shit,
No,
right?
it was believed that they both ate the same thing and suffered from some kind of fungi that literally it was a neural issue for a little bit of time, and then of course they were blaming people.
Could you imagine being the mortician on that though? Just being like,
Yeah.
fuck.
No, they didn't die. The two little girls didn't die.
Oh.
No, they were going through fits. They were having body contortions, and they were screaming uncontrollably because of being sick from this fungus. But when it passed through their system, they were normal. But then the whole thing kept going.
See.
There's a little bit more research on the
Gotcha.
Salem thing from last time, and that's what. But you know, there was I think she was a Native American slave. Her name was Tituba or something, and she admitted to being a witch and started finger pointing at other women as witches, and then
You can't bring yourself down, dude. Yeah.
No, she was already pinned as one, I think. So she's like, "Well, fuck, I'm not going alone."
Yeah,
so
exactly.
she started finger pointing at other people.
Like every woman that never waved to her, getting groceries or something.
And I think the most notable woman to be executed for witchcraft, her name was Sarah Good. We've talked about her. But Bridget Bishop was the first one to go on trial. And overall, when the Salem Witch Trials were done, about 150 people were accused and 18 were put to death.
That's wild.
So I have a question. Was it Sarah Good the one that looked at the sheriff in the eyes and said, "You're gonna die with a mouthful of blood"?
She told him you were gonna die with a
That's
mouthful
so
of blood.
fucking
And think
badass.
like 6 years later, he was found slumped back in his chair and his mouth was full of blood.
Coincidence?
Maybe she was the real deal.
Dude, wouldn't that be crazy though?
Well, here's the thing though.
Well, she should have been left the fuck alone.
Right?
That's what I'm saying. Leave them the fuck alone.
You put your nose in a people's fucking business, bro.
Yeah.
You're gonna get shit
When
where
it
you don't want
doesn't
it.
belong there.
If you put your nose in somebody's ass, you're gonna get shit where you don't want it. Okay.
Did you know that was in 1692, and 14 years later in Virginia, there was a Grace Sherwood who was accused of killing farmers' pigs and other livestock and hexing their cotton. And so, no, she was
There's worse things out there, I guess.
Well, you know what they did to her to see if she was a witch? They gave her what's called a water test.
Is that where like?
Well, they bind her arms. Oh no, that's Chinese water torture.
Oh.
They bound her arms and legs and threw her in a little body of water. If she sank, she was innocent. If she floated, she was a witch.
Oh.
She didn't sink and was given 8 years in prison for witchcraft.
Oh my fucking god.
True
Are
story.
you for real right now?
So
Yeah, let's not talk about physics or nothing. Real quick.
So real quick, I gotta ask Mark really
That's
quick.
true story.
Because you brought up the Chinese water torture. Mark, have you ever had that happen to you? Chinese water torture for how long?
Just a few minutes because we're civilized people.
Yeah.
No, I had it done to me for 35 fucking minutes. I was extremely nauseous.
You do
I
realize you're answering a lot of questions that we have about you right now.
I got.
Can I guess who it was?
Who?
I'm not gonna guess. Not on here.
Just take a guess.
4 letters, starts with an A, ends with an X.
Three
No.
letters, starts with a D, ends in a D.
No. What? What the fuck are you talking about?
Dad?
Your dad?
No, why the fuck would my dad?
Your dad's.
Motherfucker, I thought you said 4 letters, starts with a D,
I
ends with a
said
D.
three. Three
Oh, I
letters.
thought you
you
said
said
4.
Wait,
ends in
you've
D.
been water tortured?
Yeah.
And you're here and you're
Like-
fine?
like
He's
sexually?
A witch. He's a
Huh?
witch.
Sexually?
No.
He's a
Oh,
witch.
I don't know.
But no. Like on a real note, though, I was like sick for like 2 weeks. Fucking, I just felt like shit for
Witch.
a fat minute.
Fucking witch. Myles is a witch. Prosecute him. Run it.
No,
Run it.
It'll make you nauseous. It fucks with your.
Myles Cervenak is a witch.
Pull up to the house and find out. All I'm saying is you'll be met with dragon's breath.
That's true. There's a lot of onion in that salsa. So fuck it. By
That's
the way,
not what I meant.
That's not what he meant.
I know. But did you know that there was? I did get you. But by the way, in 1730, did you know that Benjamin Franklin put an article, I think in a local paper or in some kind of missive of some sort, saying how ridiculous these witch accusations were, and shortly after the witch mania died down because Ben Franklin's like, you guys are fucking stupid.
Hear me out.
Ben Franklin had plenty of bodies under his basement.
Allegedly.
There's some sense of like, you know, rationalism that goes through people's minds when shit like this happens, right?
Yeah.
But if you think about, like, if we were to all see it, like if a ghost walked in, I mean not a ghost, a witch walked into this room right now, start doing some voodoo shit, bro, we'd be like, holy fuck, that's a witch, right? Mm-hmm. But until then, it all sounds, like anything sounds like just out of the park.
Well, maybe not back then, though. I mean, you have to understand how easy it was to fear so much more. I mean, you're looking at things with no electricity. You're looking at a whole different lifestyle of people living off the land.
Crime literally just happened because the sun would go down.
Well, and not only that, I mean, you were also deep into Native American areas, and I don't know if they were they hostile because we fucked them over. I mean,
most likely.
Let's be honest. The white man fucked over the Native Americans.
The Native Americans had it right. First of all, I just want to point that out. Okay, they had it right. The men got to hunt, fish, and fucking smoke all day, while the women did everything else. I'm not trying to be sexist here. I'm just saying they had it right.
But let's no. Well, okay.
No, the women were like, "Let me hunt for once."
Yeah. Yeah, but if you don't understand, some of them were probably better hunters.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, think about it, right? The what is the name of the female lion? The lioness. Yeah. Mm-hmm. The lioness are typically the ones that hunt. Yeah. The male lion typically just goes in to finish.
God, we are a lazy fucking gender, aren't we?
Oh yeah.
Fuck. No, I'm just saying though. But like, I mean, you know, but they did have to worry about Native Americans, you know, because I mean, this is the 1690s, man. Yeah, this is true. Just the turn of this is the 17th century. I mean.
But the thing is like, why did people want it to why did people want it to be a thing so bad?
They were bored. To be so bad? Witchcraft?
Yeah, and they were bored.
Like, yeah, that's
okay. Think about it, right? How has the government controlled the population for fucking eternity?
We just run out of shit to do.
No.
Yeah.
They literally tell you. Fear-mongering. Yes. Okay, so where do you think witches came from?
Yeah. Fear-mongering.
Okay.
But it wasn't even government back then. It was just some.
It wasn't, but it was.
There were still governed areas.
Oh yeah.
You had somebody in charge.
Like it wasn't even government involved until they were like, "Hey man, we should probably put this lady on trial."
But look at the Puritans. Look at the Puritans back there, man. They were assigning everyone in their own image. Okay, you're the sheriff. You're the governor. You're this. You're that.
Is that when shit back then was still like, "Oh, my dad was a sheriff, so I'm a sheriff."
Well, no, that was everything. The Bible. The Bible wants this, so we want this. You know, everything was so behind Christianity that, you know, but let's be honest. Again, you're in an era of time where everything would scare the fuck out of you. I mean, literally. I mean, you know, they did have to watch their backs from Native Americans.
It's like you're gonna sneeze and you're gonna die type shit.
Yeah. This to me is I'm gonna say this, and you guys can disagree if you want, but
I disagree.
Here's the thing, okay? We had no way to spread information except for paper and word of mouth. Right. Okay, back then. Mm-hmm. Okay,
Pigeon.
all the way up. Huh?
Pigeon. Male pigeon.
Well, yeah, that's besides the point.
Right.
I'll let you get to the point. All I'm saying though is okay. I think between the 1950s and maybe the 1940s and maybe the 1990s was the most amount of time where you could not be influenced as heavy. Because not everybody had a smartphone.
True.
Not everybody had communication, but they could still get information, right? But back then, it was all word of mouth, right? So you heard from one person, oh yeah, like.
Would you not say that we're as, or even more, but like we're just as influenced now as I feel like they could have been back then. Because it's like having nothing in your face.
Easier. That's why I stopped in the 90s, because I think it's easier now more than ever to fucking make people scared of shit.
Well, look at this mass hysteria. Okay, let's go to COVID. We'll just use COVID as a fucking example. I do believe COVID did take some people out.
The virus existed for sure. The virus existed for sure.
The numbers, however, I don't agree with.
Well, no, the numbers I don't agree with, but it did cause people with underlying issues to surface, and it did take lives. I get that, but it was not a fucking bat being eaten in some lab in Wuhan or whatever the fuck. Get the fuck. I mean, look, COVID was used for certain tools in the election of 2020. I mean, let's be honest.
Think about
Look at it. Every 4 years, there's going to be some type of breakout.
What's coming up this year?
Oh, dude, war.
Yeah.
War's
main topic. There hasn't been a sickness in the past couple years.
Right.
There hasn't been anything too validly striking outside of this fucking war. Okay. They always need something to just fucking scoop up and shove in our fucking faces.
Okay, really quick. I have to point something out. I don't want
and
to
then we will have to get back to the end of the witch thing, because we did trail.
I don't want to get too political here.
Yeah,
but one thing what's fucking nuts right now is, do you realize that I want to say over 20 bases, U.S. American bases, were attacked the other night? Nobody in the U.S. fucking reported on it. Australia fucking reported on it.
It's the first time I'm hearing about it.
Well, and here's the best fucking part. What did you hear about, though, that just happened?
Nothing.
You just said.
Yeah. The mass shooting that happened 2 nights ago.
In, like, Missouri or some shit, right?
Maine?
Michigan? Or it was an M state. Yeah.
Killed 22 people, but the first headline I read that he killed 28 people and injured 60 more.
But why? Okay, this is going to sound really fucked up, right? But anytime there's a mass shooting, the whole fucking world knows about it. Or at least the continental U.S.,
This should be...
Why don't we fucking know about it?
This should be safe for our off-the-dome topic, though.
Yeah.
So we can go back to that, because if you're talking about diversions, why the fuck do they keep talking about Taylor fucking Swift? Okay?
True.
I'm sick of fucking hearing about
True.
that.
This is about witches, folks.
Yeah.
This is about witches.
Speaking of witches, I mean, maybe Taylor Swift.
I mean, she did climb those charts pretty quick.
Here's the connection. Look at the connection between her and the daughter of the dude that created like the cult of Satan. Like the churches and everything.
We'll go into that on another open segment.
This has to do with witches. This has to do with
witches. No,
but
the only reason I'm saying that is because, though, like what Myles was or what Mark was just saying, she got popular pretty fucking. Maybe she did a deal at the Crossroads. You remember when we did an episode on the Crossroads?
I do remember the episode on the Crossroads, but what I'm getting at here is that the girl that supposedly is Taylor Swift is supposedly reincarnation of this girl. Okay, They're both obsessed with snakes. They're both blonde. They both wear their hair the same way. They both look very fucking identical.
And they're both highly intelligent.
Anyways, so
that was a joke.
So anyways, but yeah, you got to look into that. Somehow, like this, like there could be a factor in here where she is related to a witch.
Right.
In a
well,
sense.
and Ben Shapiro said that he thinks that she legitimately has the mind of a 7-year-old.
Dude, that man is crazy, bro. Every time I listen to him, I'm just like, huh.
I just love the way he talks, because he talks so fast like this, and then he just pauses, and then he proceeds to talk just like this.
I know, but he's interesting.
It's like his mind's running.
Interests me.
His mind's running, and then it comes out, and then his mind has to like his mouth has to catch back up.
But he's incredible.
To how fast he thinks.
Yeah. But anyway, today's witches. I love our segments.
Notorious.
Famous.
Yeah.
But it's considered Wicca, which is a non-threatening religion nowadays that avoids evil, and they don't even allow themselves to even appear evil. And their motto is harm none. They live peacefully they live peacefully, tolerating the balance of life in tune with nature and humanity, basically. So they're all about manifestation of energy and knowledge.
Question.
What is your question?
Okay. Yes, having to do with the whole like selling your soul to the devil, whatever the fuck, right? Whatever that is.
According to Christians, yeah.
So, have we ever has anybody ever thought about the fact that witches could just be like doing it for the good of people? Like why is everything so negative all the time? You know what I mean?
It's like if it doesn't fit the Christian narrative, it's negative.
Yeah,
or it doesn't.
But okay, terrible example, I know. But the only thing I know about witches is a fucking American Horror Story. Okay.
No, it's fine.
And they're not even doing any bad, really.
Right.
They only use their bad when their emotions are high or anything like that, right? But the thing is like medically, you can heal people, right? Yeah. You can grow plants. You can do all this shit, bro.
Yeah. You need to look into all the plants that the government says that are bad for you and what they actually are good for.
Dandelions.
Oh, dude, dandelion seeds. It's actually dandelion seed oil. It's very good for the heart.
Well, like I said, that Facebook page. That Facebook page, Carnivore Beginner for Recipes, will tell you that certain hamburger meats that are dubbed bad are actually not bad for you. Like the more fat in hamburger meat is actually better for you.
Huh.
Oh, I had to show off a video today to Ed.
That hamburger meat thing?
Nah, well maybe it's It's really any meat that you can get from major stores such as Walmart and shit like that. But if you put a magnet on it, the magnet will stick to the meat.
That's why I go to Sprouts, dude. It's
What?
organic and grass fed.
Yeah,
Well,
dude, I took a magnet to Walmart to test that theory, and yeah, I picked up a fucking steak.
I follow this page on TikTok, and it's like the Bikini Bottom News, you know?
Oh, dude, I love
Breaking news!
Yeah, I fucking love
And
that
there was
one.
one about hamburger meat, about there's like this fucking like nasty like virus bug thing in it or some shit. And I'm like, bro,
That's because
anything, dude.
Yeah.
They'll do anything.
Do you know how we get mad cow disease?
How?
Crazy cow meat.
No. Okay, it's through
This cow,
cannibalism.
this cow was crazy, bro. Oh my God.
It's through cannibalism. So if you feed a cow,
Cow.
they tend to develop.
That only makes sense, though.
Right.
What do you mean doesn't make sense?
No, I said that only makes sense.
You said it
you
doesn't
know?
make sense, yeah.
Yeah.
You got a bad one.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I
No,
can
but
still
like-
taste the last one.
But like what you're saying is though is like witches now
Yeah.
that claim
Like-
the ones who claim to be witches they're practitioners of nothing but good.
Yeah, and that's what I'm getting at. It's like, yes, like you said before, like back in the day when everything was just fear, like anything was
Right.
fear, you know? Like, the dude, somebody made the first toilet and they're like, oh shit, man. Literally. Okay. But it's like fear will come out of anything if it's new.
Sweet.
Right? Like, think about even iPhones now.
No.
Like, iPhones came out. That was a good one, huh? You got
No,
one?
it's sweet. I got a sweet
Oh.
one, but I'm not gonna push it because I'm talking.
But yeah, so it's like why? Okay, even in their sense back then, if it was bad, they could have easily, like, even if they were, you know, like if there was one witch out of the 18 that got
Think about it.
killed
There's
or
gonna
whatever,
be
you know?
a bad one every now and
yeah,
then.
but then it's like it took one good one, bro. That's all I'm saying. It took one good witch to be like, "Huzzah!" or whatever the fuck, you know?
Well, look at paganism.
Okay, here's the thing, Matt. I'm on the same track as you.
Okay.
Wicca and Norse paganism, Native paganism, Germanic paganism, 95% of it revolves around being a naturalist.
Mm.
So you're very involved with nature. You're very close to nature. You appreciate nature. That's what it's all about.
And what did they do? Is it every 9 years?
Uppsala
Yeah.
in Sweden?
No, it was. Is it Sweden? I thought it was in Norway as well. It's when every 9 years they make the sacrifice. Is it 9 years or 6 years?
I can't remember the year count exactly, but it's called Uppsala and it takes place. I want to say in Sweden.
Or is it 13? Fuck, I don't remember.
No,
But
it's 9. I want to say it's 9, or
But
it
like-
might be 7. I don't fucking know.
But look at the
Google it.
Celts. The Celtics had what they called druids.
Yeah, Druids.
So that would be their version of witches in Ireland. The Celts, you know. I mean, and druids.
Oh, and they're so badass too.
And did
the
you
old
know what they would do?
stories.
They would burn animals alive, not to be cruel, but because they felt that could allow them to see omens of the future.
Mhm.
Damn.
Yeah, and it's just like
Tough.
it's like bone dust reading.
And didn't
Oh,
Sam Hain come from Ireland? Sam Hain is basically Hallows Eve, Halloween.
Mm.
But I think the spirit of Sam Hain, isn't that, might want to look that one up. Like, I think it's an Irish folklore. But anyway, it's called the Festival. We're going to have to get ready to wrap it up. It's called the Festival of Sam Hain, and I think it's Irish folklore. So
Okay.
yeah.
Also, one thing that I gotta say while we're on the topic of Ireland,
Good, I'll let you close it.
fuck St. Patrick.
Hey.
All right, that's all I gotta say.
Say it with your chest, bro. Say it
Well,
with your
okay,
chest.
so the whole determination of St. Patrick got rid of the snakes of Ireland. It was the fucking pagans and the druids.
Mhm.
That's what they were fucking talking about.
Yeah, just keep drinking whiskey. All right, that to the Irish. I mean.
For witches.
All right, well, that is our Halloween segment on the origin of witchcraft to the best of our knowledge and our studying, guys. I want to thank you, and I am out.
Adios.
Dos Padania.